Hello students, we are going for the NEET classes of plant kingdom. So in this we are starting with the exercise 1 level 1. I am going to read out the questions with 4 multiple choice questions. Just take the books, observe the questions and note down the right answers. So we are going to start with the first question. Phylogenetic system of classification is based on. The phylogenetic system of classification is based on. So this phylogenetic system of classification, this was given by Engler and Prandtl. Hence it is also called as Engler and Prandtl system of classification. It was discovered by Adolf Engler and Karl Prandtl. So it was discovered by Adolf Engler and Karl Prandtl. So this person has written a book and the name of the book is Nature, Lichen, Phloem. It is called as Phloem and Familian. So it is called as Familian. So this is the title of the book written by Engler and Prandtl. Now we are going for the options. First option, biochemical properties. So here the word biochemical properties. So this biochemical properties is nothing but it is a phenotypic classification. It is not phylogenetic, phenotypic, because it deals with the chemical structure. Hence it is also called as chemotaxonomy. Chemotaxonomy. So we go for the second one, quantitative assessment of similarities and differences between organisms. Again, in the phylogenetic, this is not going to occur. So we go for the third one called as evolutionary relationship. So in a phylogenetic system, there is a presence of evolutionary relationship among the diverse organisms. So evolutionary relationship among the diverse organisms, this is the right answer. So in a phylogenetic system, the right answer is third one called as evolutionary relationship. The fourth one is cytological characters of an organism or cytological characteristics of an organism. Again, this also comes under phenotypic classification. This is based on the chromosome numbers. So this is not the answer for phylogenetic system. So in the first question, third option is right. We go for the second one. Phanerogams without ovary are. The word phanerogams are nothing but seeded plants. So in this seeded plants without ovaries are. The first one is Thallophyta. So we know that Thallophytes are nothing but algae. Thallophyta means it is nothing but algae. In this algae, usually it undergoes asexual type of reproduction and similar type of gametes have been produced here. So ovaries are not present. So this is not the answer. So we go for the second one called as Pterodophytes. So Pterodophytes are called as vascular cryptogams. So in this, it is not the answer. The third one called as angiosperms. So we know that angiosperms is called as closed seeded plants. Again, this is not the answer. So here the right answer is gymnosperms. So the word gymno, it is called as naked seeded plants. Here the seeded plants without the ovaries. So this is the right answer called as gymnosperms. Now we go for the third question. In which algae motile colonies are formed or found? I'll repeat this. In which algae motile colonies are found? So the first one is called as volvox. So here we know that the volvox is also called as rolling balls. Rolling balls. Here there is a presence of biflagellated spores have been present. This helps in motility. So the right answer is volvox. So when we go for the second option called as Spirochyra, so this is Spirochyra is called as green algae. So here this is called as Spirochyra, this is called as green algae. So here the motile spores are not present. So when we go for the third option called as Ulothrix. So Ulothrix, it is always attached to the substratum in the presence of holdfast. So there is a presence of holdfast. With the help of this, it is attached to the substratum. Even this also comes under green algae. So this is not the answer. Fourth one is all the above. So it is not the answer. So for the third one, in which of the algae motile colonies are found? The answer is volvox. So first option is right. We go for the fourth question. In contrast to algae, fungi. In contrast to algae, fungi. First option are multicellular. The meaning of multicellular, many cells have been present. This is the meaning of multicellular, but this is not the answer. So we go for the second one, having chitinized cell wall. So in a cell wall, there is a presence of chitin deposition. So this is right. We go for the other one. And third option are non-chlorophylls. Yes, even we know that the fungi do not have a chlorophyll. So they are always called as heterotrophs. So it is included in a separate kingdom called as mycota. So even here chlorophyll is absent and the cell wall is made up of chitin. So here the option both second one and the third one is right. So fourth option is right. So both second and third is the right answer. So we go for the fifth question. Match the column 1 and column 2. Choose the correct combinations from the options given below. So I am reading out the right matching. Column 1 and column 2. In a column 1 there is classes are there. In column 2 stored food is there. I am going to read out the right answers. First one, Chlorophyceae. So we know that Chlorophyceae, the reserve food materials will be in the form of starch. Starch is the reserve food. So second one is called as Phaeophyceae. So in a Phaeophyceae, the reserve food material will be in the form of laminarian and mannitol. Laminarian and mannitol is the present in the Phaeophyceae called as brown algae. Rhodophyceae. So it is called as a red algae. In this Rhodophyceae, the reserve food material will be in the form of Fluidium starch. Fluidium starch. So these are the right one. So this matches with the second option. So second option is right. So we go for next question. Sixth question. Name the group of algae in which sexual reproduction is absent. So here a group of algae where the sexual reproduction is absent. So here the first one is called as Basilorophyceae. So we know that this Basilorophyceae is also called as Chrysophyceae. It is nothing but golden brown algae, and here the examples coming under this is diatoms and desmids. So this is not the answer. Next one, Cyanophyceae. So we know that Cyanophyceae is nothing but a blue-green algae. So in this blue-green algae, sexual reproductions never takes place because they are grouped as a lowest group of algae. So in this, sexual reproductions are not present. Hence the right answer is Cyanophyceae. We go for the third one, Chlorophyceae. So Chlorophyceae is nothing but a green algae where there is a presence of Spirochyra, volvox and Ulothrix. All this comes under the green algae. So but here there is sexual reproduction under this. So this is not the answer. We go for the Phaeophyceae. In Phaeophyceae, it is called as brown algae. There is the examples called as Laminaria, kelp, Ectocorpus, Dictyota. All these are the examples of Phaeophyceae. But here the right answer is Cyanophyceae, where the sexual reproduction is absent. So second option is right. So we go for the next question, seventh question. Match the columns and choose the correct options. So here column 1 and column 2, I am going to give out the right answers. Green algae. So green algae, the example or the right one is Spirochyra. The green algae, here the right matching is Spirochyra. Again in this even Ulothrix also comes. The second option called as brown algae. So brown algae, the example or the right one is called as Dictyota. Dictyota is the brown algae. Even Laminaria also comes under this. So we go for the third one called as red algae. So red algae is the right matching is Porifera. Porifera or Porphyra is the right one, and Polysiphonia also comes under this. So here the right matching can be seen in the second option. So the second option is the right one. So we go for the next question. Cell of Ulothrix has how many chloroplasts? The cell of Ulothrix has how many chloroplasts? Options: first one single, second one many, third one is few, and fourth one is two. So here the cells of Ulothrix has the presence of only one single chloroplast is present. So the first option is right. It is single, only one. So we go for the next questions. Pyranoids. So we know that pyranoids are called as reserve food. So pyranoids found in the chloroplast of pyranoids are nothing but the reserve food materials are found in the chloroplast of the first option algae, the second option pterodophytes, the third option gymnosperms, and the fourth option angiosperms. So the pyranoids are present in the chloroplast and it is usually present in the algae. So here the right answer is always called as the first option called as algae. So whereas in the higher plants the reserve food materials will be in the form of starch, whereas in pterodophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms it is advanced plants. So usually vascular plants there is a presence of starch will be the reserve food. So pyranoids are present in the algae. So the first option is right. So we go for the next question. Identify the correct pair of combinations. Identify the correct pair of combinations. In the first one, first option, Chara. So this Chara comes under a green algae. So this Chara is monoecious and chlorophyll A and B is present. So Chara, monoecious, chlorophyll A and B. So this option is right. So we go for the second one. Salvinia. Salvinia is a fern. Salvinia homosporous, free floating hydrophytes. So this is wrong option because Salvinia has the presence of heterosporous. Homosporous is wrong, but it is heterosporous, has the presence of free floating, and hydrophytes, this is not hydrophytes, they always grows in the shady places. So this is not in water. So the second option is wrong. So we go for the third option. Ectocorpus, filamentous form, chlorophyceae or chlorophyll A and D. But here Ectocorpus comes under a brown algae, filamentous form, chlorophyll A and C should be there. D is wrong. A and C chlorophylls are present. The fourth option, Laminaria, biflagellated gametes, haplodiploidic life cycle. Yes, this is right. So, Laminaria comes under brown algae and it has a presence of biflagellated gametes and has the presence of haplodiplo life cycle. So, the first statement and the fourth statement is correct. So, here the option is second one. So, second option is right because the first statement and fourth statement is correct. Second and third statements are wrong statements. So, 1 and 4 is present in the second option. So, second option is right. So, we go for the 11th question. Primitive type of stomata occurs in masses. Occurs in masses over. I will repeat this. Primitive type of stomata occur in masses over. The first option, apophysis. The second option, leaves. The third option, axis. Fourth option, all the above. So, here in a primitive masses, the stomatas are present in the apophysis. This is the right answer because apophysis are nothing but it is a sterile hair-like structures. Sterile hair-like structures have been present. In this, there is a presence of stomata, but here leaves and axis is not the answer because in a masses, leaves do not have the stomata, whereas the axis is considered as a stem-like structure. Even in this, there is stomatas are totally absent. So, we go for the next question. Which one of the following has not changed from the last several thousands of years? So, here he has given the first option called as Dryoteres. Dryoteres. So, this Dryoteres is one of the pteridophyte, and so usually this is not the answer. The second one is called as Netum. So, this Netum is one of the gymnosperm. It comes under Netopsida. So, this is not the answer. And the third one is called as Ginkgo. So, this Ginkgo is commonly called as maiden ear tree. So, this is the right answer. This comes under gymnosperms. It comes under the gymnosperms, and here it is called as maiden ear tree. This is present as it is without any changes for thousands of years. And the fourth one is called as palms. So, this palm tree comes under the cycas, or it comes under the palm ferns, or palm trees comes under cycas. This also comes under the gymnosperms. So, the right answer is called as Ginkgo. This is the right answer. So, we go for the next question. A colorless parasitic red algae. Here, we know that the red algae comes under Rhodophyceae. But here the question is colorless parasitic. Parasite means which depends upon other living organisms. For that we use a word parasite. So, the colorless parasite red algae is the first option, Porifera. Porifera. So, this Porifera is one of the marine algae. The second option is Harvelia. So, this Harvelia is a parasite. It is a red algae. So, the second option is right. It is colorless, parasitic, but it depends upon the other called as red algae, called as Harvelia. So, this is the right answer. The third one is called as Batrachospermum. So, this Batrachospermum is a freshwater algae. Again, it comes under red algae, but it is a freshwater algae. The fourth option is Chondrus. So, this Chondrus, again it is a Irish moss. Irish moss is also called as Chondrus. So, this is not the answer. The right answer is Harvelia. So, this is the right option. So, we go for 14th question. An alga which can be possibly used in space flight, or space alga is. So here, so in the travelings for a space, we usually when we go for longer distance, we use this algae as a food. So we are going for the first option. The first option is nostoc. The second one is called as Chlorella, and the third one is called as Ulothrix, and fourth one is called as Spirochyra. But here the right answer is Chlorella. So Chlorella is used in the space flights. So the right answer is B. Our second one is the right one, called as Chlorella. So we go for the 15th question. Chloroplasts of Chlamydomonas. Chloroplasts of Chlamydomonas is. It is, the first option is salad. So in the salad, so this salad type of chloroplast can be seen in zygonema. It is seen in the zygonema. The second one is cup-shaped. So cup-shaped chloroplast can be seen in the Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas has the presence of cup-shaped chloroplast. So this is the right answer. So we go for the third one. The third one is collar. So the third one is collar shaped, and this collar shaped chloroplast can be seen in the Ulothrix. And the fourth one is usually called as spiral. So this spiral shaped, spiral ribbon shaped can be seen in the Spirochyra. So it can be seen in Spirochyra. So here the right answer, the Chlamydomonas which has the chloroplast is cup shaped. So the second option is right. So we go for the 16th question. Match and find the correct combinations. Match the followings. So column 1 with column 2, match and find the correct combinations. So I am going to give you the right answer. The first one, Gracilaria. So Gracilaria examples are given here. Gracilaria has carpogonium. So this carpogonium is a female reproductive part. So Gracilaria carpogonium. The second option is Ectocorpus. In this Ectocorpus, the right option is biflagellated spore. So this is the right one. The third one called as Markantia. So in this Markantia, there is a presence of biflagellated antherzoids. That is the right answer. The fourth one is called as Cycas. So in Cycas, the right one is called as multiciliated male gamete. So very important for your NEET exam, the Cycas has the presence of a top-shaped ciliated sperms have been present. There is a presence of cilia here, and the ciliated top-shaped sperms have been present in the Cycas. So this is called as top-shaped. This can be noticed in the Cycas. So the Cycas multiciliated male gamete, which is a top shape. So this is the right one. Here the options matches with the second one. So second option is the right answer. So we go for 17th question. Formation of gametophyte. Formation of gametophytes from the sporophyte without meiosis. So I'll repeat this. The formation of gametophytes from sporophyte without meiosis is called. So here we have different options. The first option is called as apomixis. So here the word apomixis is, so here apomixis. So the meaning of apomixis, it is nothing but the replacement of normal sexual reproduction. Replacement of normal sexual reproduction from the asexual or by the asexual reproduction. By asexual reproduction. This is called as apomixis. Replacement of normal sexual reproduction by a sexual reproduction. This is the answer. The second one is apogamy. So apogamy. Here apogamy is nothing but the sporophyte is developed from the sporophyte. This sporophyte is developed from gametophyte. Developed from gametophyte. So this is, so here without the fusion of gametes. Here the fusion of gametes are not present. Without fusion of gametes. So here apogamy is sporophyte develops from the gametophyte without fusion of gametes. The third one is called as apospory. So in apospory, formation of gametophyte. This is nothing but formation of gametophyte. So formation of gametophyte from sporophyte. From sporophyte. So without the fusion of gametes. So this is the right answer. This is the right answer. And fourth one is called as Parthenocarpy. The fourth one is Parthenocarpy. So this Parthenocarpy is nothing but the fertilization takes place without the fusion of gametes. Here fertilization, here the meaning of fertilization, it may lead to confusion. But here fusion of gametes never takes place. Hence it is also called as seedless fruits. Seedless fruits, here the fertilization never takes place. The fusion of gametes takes place. So the right answer is called as apospory. So we'll go for the next question called 18th question. Dichotomous branching is found in. The dichotomous branching is nothing but a V-shaped branching. So dichotomous branching is found in. First one is liverworts. So we know that liverworts is also called as Hepaticopsida because here the plant body appears like a liver lobes. So in this liver lobes there is a presence of dichotomous branching. So when you take an example of this, so here the presence of this plant body will be like this. Here there is a presence of main central axis and here there is a presence of notch. On this there is a presence of asexual reproductive structures called as gemmae or gemma cups have been present. So here dichotomous type of branching is found in the first option called as liverworts. So the first option itself is the right one. So when we go for the second option called as masses. So in this masses the plant body do not have dichotomous branching. So when we go for the third option called as fern. So this fern comes under Pterodophytes. So here dichotomous type of branchings are not present, but the ferns has a presence of leafy shoots called as fronds. Fronds have been present. The fourth option is called as ironworts. So the ironworts is nothing but anthoceras. So even this is not the answer. So the first option called as liverworts is right. So we go for 19th question. Walking fern is named so. Walking fern is named so. First option, it walks in forest. It's not the answer. Second one, its spores walks. Even that is not the answer. Its third option, it propagates through walking. Even this is not the answer. The fourth one is called as it propagates vegetatively and spreads by the leaf tip. So this option is right, because in a walking fern called as Adentinum, this is called as walking fern. This is also called as maiden air plant, or we call it as fern, maiden air fern. This Adentinum is called as walking fern. When the leaf tips comes and touches the soil, so from here they start germinating to give rise to a new plant. Hence the fourth option is right, called as the propagates vegetatively and spreads by the leaf tip. So this is the right answer for walking fern. So we go for 20th question. In Funaria, spores shows the beginning of. Spores shows the beginning of. The first option is gametophytic generation. The second one is called as sporophytic generation, and the third one is called as capsule, and fourth one is called as prothallus. So the Funaria comes under bryophytes. So this bryophytes has the presence of alternation of generation. Here the first one is always called as gametophytic. This gametophytic is followed by sporophytic. Hence in Funaria the spores begins from the, so it is shows the beginning is from the gametophytic. So here the right option is gametophytic generation. So we go for 21st question. In most of the algae, the storage food produced is first option starch, the second option is mannitol, the third option is laminarian, and fourth option is glycogen. So here the most of the algae, the storage food is in the form of starch. So we know that the algae has the presence of chlorophyce. So in this chlorophyce there is a presence of a green pigment. They always help in synthesizing the reserve food in the form of starch. Whereas mannitol and laminarian, these are nothing but which comes from the Phaeophyce. So Phaeophyce, there is a presence of the reserve food materials in the form of mannitol and laminaria. This is not the answer. Whereas glycogen, so this glycogen is the reserve food material in the fungi. So this is not the answer. The right answer is always starch. So first option is right. So we go for 22nd. Which of the following groups are included in embryophyta? So which of the groups are included in embryophyta? So the first option is bryophytes, pterodophytes. The second option pterodophytes, gymnosperms. The third option gymnosperms and angiosperms. The fourth option is bryophytes, pterodophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So the fourth option is right because it deals with or it includes under embryophyta. So this embryophyta, there is a formation of embryo. So we know that the bryophytes has the male gamete, female gamete fuses to form zygote. So here bryophytes, pterodophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms are the right answer for embryophyta. So we go for 23rd. The greatest extent of adaptation. The greatest extent of adaptation of various environment is found in. The greatest extent of adaptation to the various environment is found in. The first option is gymnosperms. The second one is bryophytes. Third option is ferns, and the fourth option is called as angiosperms. So we know that the angiosperms is the right answer because as the environment is keep on changing, all the organisms or all the plants coming under this, they adapt for the environmental changes. So the right answer is angiosperms. So we go for 24th question, which is a peat moss. So, the question is, which is a peat mass? The first option is sphagnum. The second option is Rixia. The third option is Funaria. Fourth option is Markantia. So, we know that peat mass is nothing, it is an other name for sphagnum. So, sphagnum is the right answer. The sphagnum other name is called as peat mass. Rixia, Funaria, Markantia, all this comes under Bryophytes. So, the first option is the right one. We go for 25th question. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. So, in this diagrammatic representation or in this figure, he has given A, B and C. So, I am going to give you the right options here. The A is smaller colonies have been present, hence A is always called as daughter colony. A is daughter colony and the B is the entire colony. The B is complete one, so it is called as parental colony. B is a parental colony and this diagram is a Volvox. This diagram is a Volvox. So, C is Volvox. I will repeat this. A is daughter colony, B is parental colony and C is Volvox. So, this is going to match with the third option. So, third option is right. Next, we go for the 26th question. Find out the incorrect match. So, incorrect match. So, first option, Eleutheryx and Spirochyra. The first option, Eleutheryx and Spirochyra. So, this is called as filamentous. So, it is called as a filamentous algae. So, this option is right. So, we go for the second one called as Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. So, Chlamydomonas is a unicellular flagellated algae. Unicellular flagellated. Unicellular flagellated algae. So, we go for the third one called as Chlorella. So, this Chlorella is called as unicellular, but here it is non-flagellated. Non-flagellated algae. Even this matching is right. The fourth one is Volvox. Volvox is called as rolling balls, colonial and non-flagellated. So, this matching is wrong because Volvox has the presence of flagellated. So, here non-flagellated should not be mentioned. So, the right answer for this is the fourth option. So, incorrect matching is Volvox, colonial, flagellated. So, non-flagellated is wrong. So, fourth option is right. So, we go for the 27th question. C. lettuce is first option laminaria. So, this laminaria is nothing but a kelp. Kelp comes under Pterophytes. So, this is not the answer. The second one is called as Chlorella. So, Chlorella comes under green algae, Chlorophytes. That is not the answer. Sargassum. Sargassum is again comes under Pterophytes, brown algae. So, this is not the answer. The fourth one is called as Ulva. So, this is again a green algae, but this is called as Ulva is the genus of sea lettuce. So, So the right answer is vulva. So this is a genus of sea lettuce. The full name is called as vulva. Let's see. So this is the name of vulva. So here the right option is fourth one. So we go for 28th question. Select the correct statement. I'm going to read out the options. In the first one, absorption of water by seeds and dry wood are the examples of facilitative diffusion. So this is wrong, because the absorption of water by the seeds and the dry wood is imbibition. This is called as imbibition. It is not facultative diffusion. So first statement is wrong. The second one, apoplast is a system of interconnected protoplasm. Again this is wrong. Apoplast is a space outside the plasma membrane. It is the space outside the plasma membrane. It is not protoplast. Again the second statement is wrong. The third one, pinus seeds cannot germinate and establish without the presence of mycorrhizae. Or so here pinus seeds cannot germinate and establish without the presence of mycorrhizae. This statement is called as the correct statement. So here the mycorrhiza is required for the germination of the pinus seed. So this is the right one. Fourth option, translocation in phloem. The movement of food is called as translocation of phloem is unidirectional, but this is wrong. The movement of food is always bidirectional, whereas the xylem is bidirectional. Xylem is unidirectional. Xylem, the movement of water is unidirectional. The movement of food in the phloem is bidirectional. He has given the reverse one here. I'll read out the right one. Translocation in phloem is bidirectional. It is not unidirectional, whereas in the xylem it is bidirectional is given. It's wrong. It is unidirectional. So the right statement here is third one. So we go for next question, 29th. Match column 1 and column 2. Choose the correct combinations from the options given. The first column and second column, I am going to give you the right options. So we'll start with the first one, Selaginella. Selaginella lycopsida is the right matching. Lycopsida. Equisitum. Equisitum, the right matching is Spinopsida. Spinopsida is the right one. Adentium and Teres comes under Pteropsida. Adentium and Teres comes under Pteropsida. The fourth one, Dryoteres, it also comes under Pteropsida. So here this right matching matches with the fourth option. So fourth option is right. So we go for 30th question. First vascular plants. First vascular plants or vascular cryptogams are. The first option is Thallophyta. So Thallophyta is nothing but algae where xylem and phloem is totally absent. So this is not the answer. The second one is called as Bryophytes. So in this Bryophytes also they are called as non-vascular plants. So xylem and phloem is absent. So we go for the third option called as Pterodophytes. So Pterodophytes is always called as the first vascular plants where xylem and phloem begins from this. So they are called as lower vascular plants or vascular cryptogams is Pterodophyta. The fourth option is Spermatophyta. Even this is not the answer. So the right answer is Pterodophyta.